Happy Memorial Day, everybody. This talk is going to be about today being the day that people have sacrificed their lives for the freedom of Americans and all around the world, basically. I know Memorial Day is celebrated as a holiday here in America, but there are the same concept in other countries as well. But let's talk about the people that sacrificed their lives, not even knowing that when they left this country, they would never come back. And, the next time we think about like complaining about everyday life that we have to complain about because we feel like things aren't fair, we have to remember that people actually went to these countries and never came back, and they didn't even know, and they probably didn't even have the time to defend themselves. There's just a lot of things in life where that people are just taken away from us, and it's so sad that we have this dissension here in America where we're just not happy and satisfied with our own lives, and we need to understand that this is something that is a reminder of the next time you feel like you're just having a bad day, just think about the people that got off the boat on the Omaha beach during World War II. They didn't even have a chance to get on the land to fight because they were already getting slaughtered by the machine guns. You know what I mean? They didn't even jump off the boat. The bullets were already ripping through the boat. So, next time you think about how things aren't so fair, just remember that. I think that's enough to get you to kind of humble yourself and, just be grateful for everything that you have here in America, because believe me, there's many other countries that are way worse right now. And so we just have to be grateful. Think about the soldiers that went to Iraq, the soldiers that went to Afghanistan that never came back, soldiers that went to World War II, the Vietnam War, the Korean War, the Japanese War. All these wars, we've had people never come back, okay? We've had people come back, they're injured, they're wounded, they have to live with the scars of war for the rest of their lives. And, half and half, they're being taken care of. The other half, they're homeless, and they're basically unaliving themselves, and it's just really sad that we live in these times where people are not treated and felt like people anymore. They're just treated like they're just to be discarded, like you sign up for the military, and after you sign up for the military, you're no longer you're a soldier, but then when you're not a soldier, you're just back to a civilian after you've been wounded and scarred mentally, physically, and it's just a really sad time in our lives where these kind of things do affect our chemical imbalances inside of our own psyche, inside of our own brains. We're always looked at as war is the answer to everything, but in all reality, war can be the answer, but it can also be the downfall of nations because of too much bloodshed, and we have to understand that as well. We have to understand that, just because we are called to war does not mean we have to act if in our own conscience and mind something is just not right, and we're being fed this propaganda of thinking that you go out and you fight for our country, but you're not getting the full benefits of what a war, in my opinion, should be. A war, in my opinion, should be activated when there is no other means to secure peace and prosperity for the people. So that's my opinion, but some people may differ. I know the soldiers that have been at these other countries and been at these other things, they've seen things a lot differently. So their aspect of war is basically brutality, and when you see these people in other countries just brutally killing their own people, civilians, for the sake of what they believe is right, and that doesn't happen here. It's a very scary situation. It just shows how bad society and civilization has evolved into a brutal not forget all the brave men and women that went to all these wars, never came back, whether they were on foot, in vehicles, helicopters. Not everybody made it back alive because mechanics break down and the body breaks down fatigue. So, there's only so much a soldier can do. Yes, they're trained to be professionals, but at the same time, they still have human instincts that always come back to them to remind them that this is not the way things are always. This is just a time where you have to activate that survival mentality in order to come back alive. So, with that being said, I just want to let you guys know that the Doom the Dark Ages, I did purchase that. It's coming in the mail in like 2 days. I look forward to going through that game. I look forward to going through Doom 2016, and I look forward to going through Doom Eternal all together, all three of these games. These are like the juggernauts of the Doom series, in my opinion. I think these are the three games that really changed and redefined what Doom is today. So now it's a matter of time of just being able to enjoy. It's a nice day today. I'm off to work right now, and this Memorial Day weekend has been, in my opinion, I feel like it's been a little crazy because here in our state, we live in Connecticut. Here in our state, there's been a lot of cars that have been in accidents, crashed, all that stuff. But I do blame the alcohol as a huge influence in people's lives. And I'm not saying, boycott the alcohol. What I'm saying is, if these people are going to drink and drive, then they shouldn't even have a license, in my opinion, because they're just putting other people's lives in danger. And it firsthand, there's always something that happens with these drinking and driving situations. So, very, very bad that, we've come to that state in our lives where literally, like, people have to medicate themselves in order to feel good because things are so difficult. From this moment on forward, I am declaring that I think the Lord God in heaven, Jesus, will open up the locked doors in our lives that are holding back the true blessings. You just have to believe that He has the key, which He does, and He will open those doors. And at the same time, we have to just understand that in this life, things aren't going to be fair, because if it was fair, then I think we would see true happiness in people's lives. Everything is about consuming, having the latest, greatest tech, this, that, and the third. And there's nothing wrong with having the latest, greatest tech. There's nothing wrong with enjoying it for working hard. What's wrong with it is when it's idolized and it's like the number one thing on people's minds, whether it's cars or material possessions, all that stuff. That plays a huge role in people's lives. So we have to be aware of what material possessions can do. Like, in my opinion, a huge material possession, I don't know why, I always think of it as like technology, like all the tech that we buy for our household. That in my opinion can be a form of material possession, but at the same time, we enjoy our hobbies, we enjoy our lives and all that stuff. So with that being said, so this video was basically an honor to the soldiers, the veterans, Memorial Day. Just hoping that hopefully I can basically impact the veterans' life, or just thank them today for what they did, their sacrifice, all that stuff. I know I'll have that moment in my life where I'll get to thank someone today. I know that someone will be wearing their hat and they want to be acknowledged as what they did for the country, whether they're Vietnam veteran, whether they're Vietnam veterans, there's other veterans, Korean War veteran, Japanese War veteran. I'm trying to think of the other. There was other. Vietnam was a pretty bad war too. All these wars, a lot of people got hurt, a lot of people got killed, because war is about savage of the land to see who ends up changing diplomacy's changing the demographics of how the economics work, and yeah, when war is activated, it's to change what is being shifted in the wrong direction. That's what war does. So with that being said, yeah, my heart and my prayers and my thoughts go out to all the veterans, all the Memorial Day people on the sacred statues, the stones. Their names are engraved forever, and like I said, we need to just remember that when we're having a bad day, let's not think about our bad day. Let's think about what they went through, so it won't be as bad of a feeling to deal with. So with that being said, I hope this video was encouraging, warming, heartwarming, empowering. Just letting you guys know that when you think you have it bad, there's a lot more people that had it worse, and we have to just look at that as a way of healing. That's the most important thing. When you look at that as a way of healing, that's how you start to see everything, the brighter picture. So Stealth Dragon for Life is my YouTube channel. If you like this kind of content, share the video, subscribe, comment, hit the like button. I'm off to work, but I gotta tell you that these people suffered the ultimate sacrifice so we could be free on this land. And even free on this land, we don't know for certain how long, because, you know, with the new laws, with the new changes of the way things are in our economy, you never know. One day there might be military soldiers patrolling the streets of America because of the evils of this land. And basically, you know, there's just so much going on that they might actually enforce this kind of actions. So we have to just be aware that not every civilization stays the same forever. Things change, people change, time changes. You know, the thing about the penny is going to be out of print, I think, really soon, or they already announced it, which means that if you have pennies, start saving all your pennies. If you want to collect them, maybe they'll be worth something in the near future, but pennies are going to be obsolete at some point, unless you have them, basically. So with that being said, in all reality, this is a situation where we're living in these times where we just have to be grateful for everything that we have and everything that God has given us, our family, our loved ones, and just be proud of what we do on the regular. You know, enjoy our lives, have fun, but be a good person, not only to yourself, but also to your neighbors, your people that you live around, people that you would help. You know, if someone asks you, hey, I'm hungry, can you help me with some food? Always say yes, because there's a feeling inside that will make you feel better when you help that person, rather than if you just say, no, I'm sorry, I can't help you. So with that being said, I am basically saying this. Thank you for all the support. Thank you for all the new subs. Thank you for the people that have stayed with me for years and just believed in me, even if my channel is not so influential, so big. I just want to thank you guys. I was hoping that you guys would enjoy the live stream of Doom Eternal when it is ready. I think it's coming in 2 days, so I got the physical copy, even though people claim it's not the physical copy because it's only 85 megabytes of data. I get it, but at the same time, I don't know. I like to have the cover art and all that stuff. I got the premium edition, so I get to use the Divinity skin, just to look badass on the live stream. And I thank you guys all for just putting up with me and just being happy that I still am on the YouTube channel, you know. So yeah, I'm gonna leave this thought with you, that if you're hurting inside, you're better off releasing that pain to someone that really, really can handle it more than you can. And what I mean by that is because they've become so tough, hard-skinned from dealing with pain on the regular. And and you'll see how much happier you'll be because you help them with either a little food, maybe a little surplus, a little support, financial, whatever it may be. Help someone in need that's more in need than you are, because you'll feel so much better about yourself and everything you do on the regular. Shout out and blessings go out to everybody that listened to this, watched the whole video, and just believes in me. Yeah, I think Doom the Dark Ages is going to be pretty sick in my opinion. It's definitely not going to have the death animation glory kills, that's what they call it. But, you know, as long as I have the next game in the series, I just want to try it out, and I'll give you guys my thoughts and my opinions. I think you guys want to hear my opinion on it, because I could go through the whole Doom Eternal, I could go through Doom 2016. I think Call of Duty at this point it's reached its climax where you can't really enjoy it as much as you used to. I remember the 2019 days when everything felt so militarized, the sounds were so good. It was just fun to just get into a match and try to win, try to snipe this, that, and the third. Now it's just a carnival clown show. That's what I feel like I'm playing. I don't feel like I'm playing a game anymore. I feel like I'm at a circus, and I have to put up with a bunch of clowns and a bunch of animals in animal skins. I'm being honest with you guys. Call of Duty, and then Season 4, they're already saying it looks horrible. Why do I want to continue in this? I'll still play Rebirth because that's the fun part of it, is jumping on the Warzone map. But I haven't played as much multiplayer as I used to, because I just find it's not as fun anymore. I just find it's not as fun. And that's a problem. That's a problem. So, with that being said, I am literally going to thank everybody. Stealth Dragon for life. Subscribe, comment, share the video. I'll see you guys on the next one.